Welcome to Exclusive Let's. Let us learn with Let's. Hi, this is Gayatri. In today's session, we are going to look at the poem Digging by Seamus Ene. Now, let us look into the title explanation. Here, the title Digging refers to the poet's ancestors' occupation and his family tradition. The poet's father and his grandfather dig potatoes for their living along with their family members. To create an identity for himself, the poet became a writer. Though he hasn't taken up his ancestors' occupation, in some way he is also digging into the past, into the tradition, into the history, and the spade which he used there to dig is his pen. Now let us move into the poet introduction. Poet Seamus Justin Ene lived between 13 April 1930 to 30 August 2013. He was an Irish poet, playwright, and translator. He received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1995. His first major volume, Death of the Naturalist, was published in the year 1966. His father belonged to a family that was committed to cattle dealing, while his mother led more modern jobs in mills. After his school life, he moved away from his hometown. Much of his poetry, including digging, is written against the backdrop of his first home. His work often deals with political situation of his homeland, that is Ireland. Now, poem introduction. This poem is taken from the poetry collection Death of the Naturalist. It is a narrative poem. It speaks about his family tradition. The poem Digging portrays the relationship between the poet and his father. Here the poet remembers his father and his forefathers and the lineage he belongs to. He recollects the memory of his grandfather, who used to be in the same venture where he used to dig peat, and now the son. And the grandson does not plough the earth. That is him. Now let us look into the line by line expression of this poem. Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests snug as a gun. In this first stanza, the poet says that his short and thick pen rests comfortably as a gun between his finger and his thumb. It is a simile used to show the power of the pen, power of writing. And under my window, a clean rasping sound. When the spade sinks into gravelly ground, my father digging, I look down. In the second stanza, he says that he hears a rasping sound, that is a sound that is produced when we dig the ground, a grating sound. When he was writing, he hears that sound of his father digging the ground, and therefore he goes and looks into the window. And till a straining rump among the flower beds, bends low, comes up 20 years away, stooping in rhythm through potato drills where he was digging. In this third stanza, he sees his father digging with the rhythm of bending forward and downward through the potato drills, and he goes back 20 years away where the father was digging in the same way. Here, the poet starts the poem with the lines snug as a gun, which is a suggestive simile, as I have already told you. Here, he argues with the long established proverb, the pen is mightier than the sword. He shows the readers his views on choosing a different life, a new life where he does not follow his father or his grandfather, but chooses to bleed out his emotions with a squat pen rather than the spade. In this fourth stanza, the coarse boot nestled on the lug, the shaft against the inside knee was levered firmly. He rooted out tall tops, buried the bright edge deep to scatter new potatoes that we picked, loving their cool hardness in our hands. In this fourth stanza, the poet says that his father's rough boot lies on the crate that is used to collect the vegetables, and the handlebar of the crate box is against his inside knee, which was moved strongly. Here he put forth his idea that his father was comfortable in his occupation as he is comfortable with his pen. His father removed the tall potato plants to get the potatoes buried in the ground. He says that They love to hold the cold, hard, fresh potatoes directly from the ground. By God, the old man could handle a spade, just like his old man. My grandfather cut more turf in a day than any other man on Tonersburg. Once I carried him milk in a bottle, cocked sloppily with paper. He straightened up to drink it, then fell to right away. In the fifth stanza, the poet says that by God's grace, his father is able to handle a spade just like his grandfather, and the poet says that his grandfather can cut more turf in a day than any other man in this neighborhood. Turf means that plants. He can cut more plants in a day than any other man in his neighborhood. One day the poet carried milk in a bottle to his grandfather. His grandfather took the bottle of milk and he opened it and he drank it, and then he went right back to his work. He does not hesitate to stand for a still or take rest. He just drank it and he just went back to his work. That is the hard-working people. They never take rest. Nicking and slicing neatly, heaving swords over his shoulder, going down and down for the good tough digging. Through these lines, the speaker says that his grandfather, after drinking his bottle of milk, goes right away to work and he cuts and slices the heaving swords and he took it over his shoulders, and then for to find the good stuff he gets down and down and he starts digging. And then to the seventh stanza, the cold smell of potato mold, the squelch and slap of slogging peat, the curt cuts of an edge through living roots awaken in my head. But I have no spade to follow men like them. In this stanza, the poet is totally reminded of his ancestors, and he digs his memories over his head without any spade. He recalls his past life with these things, with the cold smell of potato and the squelch and slap of the sloggy peat. Here, the sloggy peat means the decayed plant material that is used in the gardening, and the cut of an edge, that means the short cuts of an edge, that is the short cuttings of the edges of the plants. These things reminded him of his past life, that is a life he lived with his ancestors. Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests, I will dig with it. This is the last stanza of this poem. Here the poet says that though he does not have any spades in his hands, though he does not took up the profession of his grandfather or his father, though he cannot follow their footsteps, he has a pen between his finger and thumb, and with this pen he will dig the memories of his ancestors. He will dig the past life with his ancestors, and he will dig the traditions that is embedded with his ancestors, and he will write over it with his pen. Some of the notable themes of this poem are identity, admiration, and hard work. Here, the poet tries to create his own identity as a writer, and he tries to dig with his pen. The poem presents the speaker's identity in contrast with his ancestors. The speaker is happy that he received the talent of digging from his family. First, he discusses the accomplishments and untiring efforts of his father and grandfather, and then he provides a graphic description of the tools they use to prepare their fields. And however, the poet's tool is his pen that helps him dig into his memory and family history. Now, let us look into the figure of speech that is employed in this poem. First, let us see simile. Simile is a figure of speech in which an implied comparison is made between the objects that are different in nature using as or like. For example, the squat pen rests snug as a gun. Here, the pen is compared to a gun. Though not physically, a pen or a word that is written can also hurt people, right? Then onomatopoeic words. Onomatopoeic words are sounding words. We can almost hear those sounds as we read. Example: rasping, squelch, slap, and then to alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds in the same line in quick succession. Gravely, ground, tall, top, curts, cut, etc. Then let us move into refrain. Refrain is the line that is repeated at some distance in the poem. For example, between my finger and my thumbs, the squat pen rests. Here, these lines comes at the beginning of the poem and it also repeated at the end of the poem. Therefore, it is called refrain. I hope you guys understood this video. Thank you for watching. Please like us, share us and subscribe us, and don't forget to press the bell button.